I do love this shot of the custom control tower here at Denham, and I think Burn and Blue Designs have done a really incredible job here, because there's loads to digest within this shot, and you will see a similar shot in my before and after section.
United Tango Victor, Roger, runway 09, clear for takeoff, surface wind 150 degrees, 4 knots.
Runway 09, clear for takeoff, easy 93 Tango Victor.
Hello Flight Sim fans, and welcome to the Practically Geek channel. In today's video, I've headed down the M25 in the south of the United Kingdom to Denham Aerodrome to check out this Payware scenery by Burn and Blue Designs, who I have featured on my channel before. You can get this from their website directly, or if you have the Orbex Central software installed, you can buy it from there. I will leave the links for them in the description down below. Before we head into the Payware add-on, I'd like to show you the default scenery first to give you a really good idea of the changes that Burn and Blue Designs have made to this aerodrome. Denham Aerodrome is located slightly northwest of the small town of Denham here in the south of the United Kingdom. It has two runways, one is a paved runway and the other is a grass strip, which you can see down below. It's also nice to see that you can slightly see the satellite imagery of the Denham name in the grass there. On the north side of the aerodrome are these hangars. Now the Autogen has got the height of these buildings okay, but they aren't all together in this big massive row. They are actually separate hangars with obviously gaps in the middle of them, so I'm not too sure what the Autogen did there. I guess that it just couldn't decipher the gaps in between and has just made this long building. On the left of those hangars that we've just taken a look at is this other hangar, which again is in the correct position. The shape of the building and the height little bit different to the real one, and the Autogen here has decided to build out onto the apronway, which doesn't make sense. It's not actually correct to the real life version. On the south side of the aerodrome lies the Biggles restaurant, which is the larger building on the left, and on the right is the control tower. Now the Autogen has got the Biggles restaurant as close as possible. The brickwork and the colouring is correct, I feel. However, the height and the fact that it's three houses isn't right at all. The control tower, unfortunately, it does not look like that. It's not even close. So with that being said, let's head right into the Burn and Blue Design scenery and see how much they've improved this aerodrome. Welcome back to Denham Aerodrome, and I've had my coffee at the crew room, and it is now time to check out the Burn and Blue Design scenery. Let's head up and check out the scenery from up above to give you a quick overview. We'll go around different parts of the scenery, and then we will check out some of the night lighting. This aerodrome closes, I believe, 6 o'clock in the sort of the winter time and 8 o'clock in the summer, according to their website. So there won't be much in the way of runway lighting, I don't think, but there should be some lighting on the buildings and surrounding the aerodrome. So making our way over from the north to the south here, you can see Burn and Blue Designs have really gone in depth with the scenery here, even adding items in such as custom caravans and white vans as well down below. The car park on the north side of the aerodrome here has been recreated and looks more true to life. You can see some custom vehicles, including a lovely custom motorcycle. The perimeter fence and foliage is fantastic. You can see that the long Autogen hangars have been replaced with the true to life hangars, and also the hangar here with the crew room cafe has been faithfully recreated, along with the pilot center Cessna 152 there. Heading over to the south side of the aerodrome, then you can see considerable work has gone into retexturing the markings of the runway, those white markings. Even the Denham logo on the grass there has been upgraded, and so has the runway textures. They look a lot better than the default scenery. As you can see, we're getting closer to the Biggles restaurant and the control tower. The Burn and Blue Designs team have gone in and they've included all the round shaped aprons, those concrete markings, and they've added in more custom static planes, the Flight Center 152s, and more AI aircraft that are included within the simulator. So let's take a closer and better look at the buildings that have been added by Burn and Blue Design, starting with the Biggles restaurant on the south side of the aerodrome. We'll stay here and look at the control tower and some of the roads and some of the other buildings on this side of the aerodrome, and head back north and take a closer look at the hangars and some of the other things that Burn and Blue have included within the simulator. The Biggles restaurant here has been recreated to look like the real life version of the building, and doesn't it look really great? You can see the team have added in some custom people that have left the restaurant, and there's loads of little details. Even the textures on the roof, you can see bits of the roof there where it's gone lighter in appearance, the little white diamonds on the roof, just little sort of details like that. The door, even from this distance, bearing in mind that when you are on the aprons of the aerodrome, you're going to see this building from a bit further back, but even at this close proximity, you can see the texturing is really great. And of course, the team have added in some of the other things like bins and the garageway there. The custom signs for the restaurant itself are true to life and look like that. If you go onto Google Maps into Street View, you'll see that, and it really does look incredible. I do love this shot of the custom control tower here at Denham, and I think Burn and Blue Designs have done a really incredible job here, because there's loads to digest within this shot, and you will see a similar shot in my before and after section. But looking at the road textures, this is an outer road, not even part of the actual. I would say it's not part of the immediate aerodrome, like the runway or the aprons or even the control tower, but the sort of the speed hump here and just the intricate work of the yellow bump, little bumps on that speed bump, the red no parking lines around the outside of the road, the custom fuel pump on left of shot there on the fuel stand looks really good actually. The two bikes, I'm not a motorcycle expert. I would say, guessing that looks like sort of a Kawasaki Ninja and a Harley Davidson type bike. But there's lots of little subtle details. The little signposts, the bins with the text, true to life text that appear in real life. We'll get a bit closer and we'll also take a look inside the control tower as well. Just a closer look at the custom fuel pump here. And you know, getting in even closer, you respect the work that has gone into this scenery. You can see the digits of the the percentage and the amount of fuel. You can see the words that say this transaction, the logo for the Cameron forecourt, the UK's leading fuel solution specialist. Even you can even read that. Little details like this is what makes these sceneries look and feel immersive, and I can only imagine it within virtual reality they look even better and feel even better. Little touches like the custom signs, and even on the litter bin here over on the right, you can see litter Denham Airport, and that's great work. Just having a little look at the textures on the top of the bin, you can see there's scratches and it's not all consistent. It doesn't look flat, it looks like it's been in use. The airport sign, you can see it's even stapled to the custom fence here. No entry or unauthorized persons. You can read that really clearly, and I am up close, but again, it's little touches like this I really love to see in these sceneries. The buildings within Burn and Blue Designs Denham Aerodrome do use PBR texturing throughout, so you can see the windows down at the bottom of the control tower building here do reflect. Another closer look at more custom signage here. The airside sign is quite similar to the one that we've just seen, but you can also see the crew room cafe on and it even says north side next to the pilot center. We will be heading over there to take a closer look at that and the custom hangars that the team have added in. Definitely one of the smaller control tower interiors we've had a look on this channel, but probably one of the most detailed as well. Little things to point out: there's notes and electric sockets. The mugs of coffee have a black coffee. You can actually see detail within that, which is incredible. The radios, the monitor screen, the texturing on the ceiling compared to the wall. You can see the wood grains of the white paint, the ring binders over to this custom person model here over on the left. And overall, I think they've got it really spot on with this interior. It looks fantastic. Before we start heading over to the north side of the aerodrome and before we exit the control tower, I just wanted to show you even closer up to the objects on the desk here. And even getting in this closer, you can see how crisp the texture and work is, and the model work as well. The radio, the altimeter, the old-fashioned arrival and departure notes here on the desk. You can see everything. You can see the tower frequencies. You can see the runway measurements and how big the dimensions are of the runways. It's the weather, the barometric and knots instrument panel in front of your screen here. The fact that the telephone is off its hook, I'd imagine they're quite busy today and they're fed up with the phone ringing. But little details like that, little details. Just down the road from the Biggles restaurant and control tower, you can see that the Burn and Blue Designs team have even modelled the building for the 2370 Denham Squadron building, which is really great. And again, no sort of difference in the texture quality here. You can see the roof has got the green, I would imagine that's a build-up of sort of moss and weathering, and even down to the custom model for the burglar alarm and the CCTV have been added to the building, which just again, it really great. And what I would say is this is even close to the approach path for runway 30, the grass strip, which again you will see this building. The radio masts to the back are also modelled. Again, more realism to this fantastic bit of scenery. Something I first missed when I was exploring this scenery from Burn and Blue was the World War bunker here that they've recreated, and looking on Google Maps you can actually see it as well, and I thought that was a really nice touch. Again, the texture and work even on this is really top notch. The brickwork you can see has got a build-up of algae and moss and a lot of weathering. Of course there would be, and I don't know if this is in use for any tours or anything. I can't see anything online, but the aerodrome has been in use since the early 1900s. It was, I think from what I read, is it's being used for World War training mostly, but I thought that was a really great touch by the team. Well done. Moving over to the north side of the aerodrome now then, and you can see that Burn and Blue Designs have replaced all the default buildings with these custom, more true to life versions of the buildings. The crew room cafe there with again more custom models of people going about their daily business, having some food and drinks. The hangar here with, again, these two buildings have got interiors, and we'll take a look in those in just a second. The custom fencing, the park benches look really great. More litter bins with the Denham litter logo on them, and you can see more of the custom modelled aircraft. Fantastic model of the de Havilland Chipmunk and the Cessna 152, the flight center one there. The interior, even from this view here, looks really incredible. We'll go in and have a look at both the interiors now. Inside the crew room cafe here, as mentioned before, you've got some custom people here, and they look great. Even though they're not animated, it still makes the aerodrome and this scenery stand out more than default because it looks a lot more alive. And this is the thing, the airports don't look, bad in the default form. They just don't feel alive, and this is why developers such as Denham Blue Designs recreate these airports and small airfields to give them a really big lease of life. And you can see little things. I'm already spotting things in here which are standing out to me. Let me just zoom in on some things that are tickling my fancy. So tickling my fancy, don't think I've ever used that phrase ever, but yeah, I'll show you some things that are standing out to me within the interior here. So me being me, the first thing that stood out was the lovely chocolate cake over on the table on the counter area here. Looks a bit like a Black Forest cake. They looks like cherries on top there. When you sneak around the back of the wall here though, you can see the long grill in the cafe area, and it's got these 3 sausages. I don't know if they've got any meaning to them. Please let me know, development team, if there's a meaning to those sausages, but again, they're massive. Maybe making some hot dogs on the grill there. Second was just how amazingly crisp and textured these crisps are. The Doritos and the Walkers, and even at this close-up range you can see just how detailed the packets are. It's fantastic. And lastly, within this cafe, the crew room menu, and even the lovely wood sign with just the artwork of the Cessna 152 there, and the crew room text looks great. The menu is just, I'd imagine what the Denham Blue Designs team have done here is they've took a reference photo here and worked with that to produce the menu, because for me that just looks like the real thing, even though I haven't seen a picture of it. You can read everything, by the way. Sausage and mash with gravy is $6.95. Ham, egg and chips $5.95. You can read it for yourself. You can pause it here and have a little look if you like. Here is a better look at the interior of the hangar that houses the lovely de Havilland Chipmunk model, and it is really well modelled actually. You can see the weathering and the chip marks, and just how old this aircraft is, and you can also see just how old this hangar is as well. On the back wall you can see the paint coming off, and what the main thing I'm noticing here is there's no duplicate texturing. You can't see sort of similar patterns within the paint coming off, if that makes sense. You can't see they've just reused the same texture over and over again. They've made effort to make everything unique. I'm actually also seeing there's what looks like I don't know how I saw this, but on the door on the far right it looks like a Beechcraft sticker or a Beechcraft sign. If that's true, my editing magic will start zooming in and we'll indeed see if that's the case. Fantastic bit of use of PBR texturing or physics-based rendering on the custom emergency vehicle here. You can see the tanks in particular are reflecting quite a lot. The clouds up in the sky, even the rims on the tires there. It's a Toyota pickup truck. Really good attention to detail. Making our way to these hangars here, you can see some what looks like business people here, and possibly their daughter waving them off on their business trip over on a private plane of some kind. Once again, Denham Blue Designs, really great attention to detail with the models of the buildings. You can see there's bits of dirt and weathering on the edges of the roof lining, custom like water pipes, you know, rain pipes going down the edge of the building here. Lovely little seating area off to the right there, and there's some default animated assets. The crews waiting for the R44 Ravens to take off there, and just further along here are some more custom objects, the helicopters here, more hangars. These are, from what I've read, are the hangars for the filming helicopters that do TV and film work. And yeah, overall this is a really great scenery. It is one of the smaller ones that we've taken a look at on the channel, but one of the most detailed in my opinion. Looking at some of these hangars, they don't just look flat. You can see distinctly where the where the doors are and where the hangar doors open. It feels 3D and not flat. Even where a sign used to be, you can see where the sort of the paintwork of the hangar door just over on the left hand side scrolling by there, where the sign used to be, the difference in texture work. More custom fuel tanks here. Again, another helicopter. Guys, I'm not sure what that helicopter is. I couldn't find which one that was. But yeah, really exquisite work. I do love what Burning Blue Designs have done here. The dirt in between the hangar doors on these two custom built hangars for the scenery is fantastic. We're gonna have a look at the night lighting now. Once we've had a look at the night lighting, we're going to go into the before and after shots to show you just how much the scenery has changed. So it's time to rewind those watches and clocks and head back in time with me to 1 AM in the morning to check out the night lighting for Denham Aerodrome by Burning Blue Designs. And just as I thought, there is a lot of lovely night lighting on the edges of the hangar here, going all the way down, illuminating the concrete and the apron for the helicopters really, really nicely. We'll move down and we'll have a look at the north side, and we'll have a quick look at the south side as well. And then, yeah, before and after section coming up. It seems that the runway does have some lighting on it, so I will have to have you guys clarify. I know some of you do actually go to this aerodrome. I know there's some YouTubers, especially Microsoft Flight Simulator YouTubers, that did do their pilot's license here from what I've read. But yeah, if you can clarify that. I thought it was only open till 6 and 8 in the summer. But as for the night lighting, it looks really, really nice. You can see that that custom Jeep has some lighting on it as well. That looks fantastic. Let's head further down and take a look at some of the other bits of night lighting. You can see that PBR texture really working quite a lot now, especially with the lights illuminating each object. What I can point out here is the roof of the hangar. And I love how the Burning Blue Designs team haven't gone with just a normal sort of an LED or a bright white bulb. They've gone for a more orangey hue of the older looking lights for this hangar. And you can see those lights illuminating the floor below the Chipmunk. You can see that the outside lighting is illuminating the Pilot Center 152, especially on the front of the fuselage there. And over on the south side, back over to the control tower and Biggles restaurant, I think the night lighting here is really, really great. You can see the building of the control tower is illuminated internally, just the tower section where the workers are. You'll notice that the people that were once here in the daytime have dynamically gone, because they just wouldn't be sitting here at night like that. Even the people that were coming out the restaurant have also gone, and they've gone home or tucked up in bed. And the night lighting for the restaurant is fantastic as well. It is really done to a high standard and a realistic standard, and it's great. Let's jump into my before and after section. If you haven't seen these before, what I do is I like to show you the default scenery on the top half of the screen, and then the payware or the freeware scenery, depending on what the video is. And there's going to be times within this video, or within this before and after section, where the camera moves. It also will stay static. There is more static elements to the before and after section, where it gives you a chance to pause the video and have a really good look. So let's get into it and see just how much Burning Blue Designs have changed Denham Aerodrome. So one thing to mention, if you do decide to purchase this from Burning Blue Design's website directly, it will cost you £10.95, but will require you to manually install that into your community folder. If you decide to go the other route and purchase it from Orbex, you will be paying just under £17. I believe it's £16.95. But that will obviously automatically install it through their central software. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the Practically Geek channel for more Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 content just like this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon.
United Tango Victor, Roger, runway 09, clear for takeoff, surface wind 150 degrees, 4 knots.
Runway 09, clear for takeoff, easy 93 Tango Victor.